In December 1982, Andrew McDonald was living in Orem, Utah, working as a software programmer for the county government. During this period, he used his spare time to write a 14-page manuscript he titled A Structuralist View of the Genesis Creation Account. In the final page of his manuscript, Andrew shared a single figure that he titled Genesis. His manuscript refers to this figure as a mandala, a term used to describe a geometric pattern for the universe. This figure is a collection of geometric representations of contrast, opposition, and progression that combine together in a way that captures the meaning of the Genesis creation account. This image stuck with Andrew throughout his life, and he looked at it and tweaked it often. It became his way to visualize religious truth, themes, and guidance for life that he recognized in many cultures throughout the history of the world. Although his 1982 manuscript references Genesis, the ideas that went into his model for life were clearly founded on his exploration of pre-Columbian Mesoamerican culture in the late 1960s and 1970s. This was his academic passion in life that gave him great fulfillment in his quest for truth and knowledge and his affinity for patterns.
It was all the excitement of learning what things were about, of learning what the native peoples in Acosopaula were doing that has a worldwide application, centering on the mandalic form, or creating a whole that is more than the sum of its parts. And in other words, it's very closely related to society and how society is brought together and the basic assumptions under society. And you could read it in one sense, and you could say, you know, what is wrong with the world today? What must be done in order to bring this into a more spiritual organization, one that is meaningful to people's lives, and one that brings people together rather than separates them. And the basic idea is either everyone matters or no one matters. You know, the European anthropologists were really very good, and they talk about these rites of passage and so on. And you see how they fit into this pattern, and you see how they're represented in mandalas, and you see the thresholds and how the whole idea of crossing thresholds, how they're critical times in your life. And you see this, but when people who are archaeologists who study the contours of a specific artifact, and artifacts like that in other places, you know, and where the source of the material that's found in this artifact comes from, as seen through chemistry, enteroscopy, and different kinds of things, you know. That's very fascinating to some people. That's fine. But to me, I'm much more interested in the larger pattern. You have to think independently. You have to sit down and just think creatively. And if you have the circumstances of doctrine hanging over your head, you go nowhere. Someone, if it's not me, someone else, under different circumstances, will illuminate these principles, and perhaps much better than I have done here. It will be done sooner or later,